So, as you guys know, I just turned 40-something years old. And you guys totally blindsided me with that. I did not see that coming. So I was talking with Richard before. I'm like, man, I really just feel unappreciated and just fucking hate everybody. And he's like laughing. He didn't say anything. Not because like he's like, oh, you're going to change your tune. He's like, you're going to feel like such a dick bag in 10 minutes. And Richard, nothing he likes better than knowing someone's going to feel like shit. So like I said, I'm 40-something years old and I'm single. So as you might expect, I got some strong opinions about superhero movies. Like, I saw Thor Ragnarok and it was okay. No, like I saw the Suicide Squad, not the one, you know, that came out 2 years ago. I was talking about the animated one, where I was all geeked out because like it had the ex-Dr. Fate, who is now a male stripper. That's a real thing. It's a real movie that got made. There's a retired superhero who is now a male stripper, and not a good one. Not like Magic Mike, like down his luck. And I'm like barring that, but that actually happened. And I was like, oh man, they referenced Dr. Fate and male stripping. This is everything I ever wanted in a movie. I mean, the people died too. It was really great. Anyway, so the checks in the mail from DC because I'm their hype man, I guess. But they need it because their movies all suck. Well, the superhero movies suck anyway. You know, but I'm single, so I get lonely. And when I get lonely, what I do is I call my ex-girlfriend. And I don't do that because I'm trying to get back together. I do it to remind myself why it's so great to be alone. Like 5 minutes, all the alternative, and I'm like, yes, that's fantastic. Like when I was in a relationship, other guys like fantasize about other women. I fantasize about being alone. You know, but you get set in your ways to get older, right? You're like, okay, you know, I could have loving companionship, or I get to choose what's on TV. Something greater, right? So I'm not doing this. I'm a lawyer, and not one of those lawyers who like chases ambulances, you know, trying to make money out of misfortune. No, I'm the kind of lawyer who tries to keep criminals on the streets. I keep drunk drivers on the road. I didn't say it was better, just said it was different. No, but I really like being a criminal defense attorney because we're like the front line of like defending people's rights. Because people who haven't done anything wrong don't really protest about being searched. Like if you're searched and the cops don't find anything, yeah, you're upset, but it kind of like it goes away after a day or two. But when someone finds your stash of cocaine jammed up your ass, you are very interested in whether that search was constitutional. And it turns out, a little edutainment, that what cops often do will ask you, is it okay if I search you? And if you say yes, well that's great because then they don't have to worry about whether it's fucking constitutional or not because they're like, hey, they said it was okay. So occasionally judges pull their heads out of their asses and try and say, well maybe we gotta look closely at the issue of consent. So it turns out that whether consent is okay or not depends on whether you felt free to leave. But judges also don't like to suppress evidence. So there's cases where even a cop tells you, you can't fucking leave, and the judge has said, well, we think a reasonable person would say, I could leave. Because that's reasonable, right? Cop puts you in handcuffs, got a gun to your head, saying, can I search your bag? You say, okay. Well, sure. Who wouldn't felt free to leave in that circumstance? That's ridiculous. Something that nearly happened to one of my clients. And now, also I talk about the dangers of texting. Now, I'm not talking about, like, don't drink and text, you know, or don't drive and text because you might get into an accident. I'm talking about real danger, right? Real problems. I had a client facing 9 years in prison for one text message. 9 years in prison for one single text message. Now, granted, it was a pretty horrific fucking text message. All right? Look, you get lonely, you get sad, you get heartbroken, these things happen, but what you cannot do when you're heartbroken and sad is say, I'm probably going to murder you. That's not okay. You need to think a bit. That kind of specificity is against the law. It's called criminal threat. What you need to do is say something like, there's a small but statistically significant probability something awful is going to happen to you in the next 3 years. Or if you want to get a bit more obscure, a little more arcane, a little more recherché, you might say, vis-a-vis our recent breakup, your existence resembles that of Schrodinger's cat. How's that for geeking out? How many comics reference Schrodinger's cat and murder implied in the very same joke? I'm very proud of that. So I was telling that joke in a bar, and for once in my life I had 2 girls hanging on my every word. I don't know how it happened, never happened again. But it happened then, and they go, really? Like I'm teaching a fucking law clinic. And I go, it's arguable. Because that's what lawyers say, right? It's either it's arguable or no fucking way. Like, someone asked me, so if I kind of sort of pointed a shotgun at my girlfriend's baby daddy, is that assault with a firearm? It's arguable. Then like, can I get a refund for this consultation? No fucking way. That's not happening. That's something we can be certain about. Heisenberg and you not only apply. I got a theme and I just beat to death. Or half not dead. Thank you, sir. Glad I booked you. That's the kind of thing that gets you booked again. Cheap laughs, cake, and bribery. That's what this show runs on. So, like, and I know why I'm alone, like, because I think that's funny. But I talk about quantum physics. But also, I mean, I know what I look like. I mean, I know I'm the ugliest orc in Middle Earth. And like I know I sent a letter to Dear Abby, you know, and it got returned unopened because it got intercepted by the CDC for toxic levels of sadness. You know, but so it's like, but I've been in relationships, not often, like once a year or so, and I've had time to think about what makes a good relationship or what not to do, and it was just relationships in general. And I think that being in Los Angeles, I mean, we tend to be kind of shallow. I mean, not Orange County shallow, but, you know, Los Angeles shallow. And there's a tendency to judge yourself on how pretty the woman you're with is. And that's a terrible way to value yourself. Not because it's shallow, because it's inaccurate. If you really want to get a picture of how you're doing in life, judge yourself by the guy she leaves you for. Right? She leaves you for a screenwriter who just sold a screenplay and just got $1 million in the bank. You're punching your weight, you're doing all right in life. She leaves you for a homeless drug dealer. You, my friend, have some work to do. Full disclosure, I've been left for a homeless drug dealer. Yet more complete disclosure, I've been left twice for a homeless drug dealer. Now I want to be clear, not the same homeless drug dealer. He's not like following me around on Facebook. He's like, Doug's got a new girl, time to swoop in. I got some prime alleyway real estate and some new brown kush. No, separate drug dealers, separate girls. And that's what happens to you, a face like this, which is why I wear the glass. Why do you wear the dark sunglasses? And I'm like, they cover up more of my face. You kind of play the angles. You know, so, you know, that's like my plan. The less is visible, the better. It's like, I can't wear shorts. I had a girl, she was beautiful, she had a crush on me. And I was like, okay, let's go on a date. She said, well, I got some friends, let's go to the beach. And I was like, I'm fucked. In the sense, I'm not going to be fucked by her. Like, because I'm like, I can, in dim lighting, you know, with the appropriate sunglasses, you know, I can pass as an LA6. But like, you show me in bright sunlight, and you get a look at my like knees down, that blinding glare, and I couldn't be fucked in a whorehouse with a fistful of 20s. So, you know, just another relationship ruined by sunlight and clarity, which is the death of all relationships. On that cheerful note, thank you for coming to the Theater School Rejects.